You are the Premier League champion. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I just wanted to start by saying that and to say thank you. Thank you so much for the joy and the relief. Means a great deal to me, a great deal to my family. How does it feel?
It feels incredible. I've been dreaming about this moment for a long time, but when it actually happens, it's different to anything that I imagined before. Because I could never expect such a joy and togetherness, and something happens organically in the manner that it happened straight after we won it.
Yeah.
And it was magical to witness that.
Did you ever imagine it?
Winning it many times.
Yeah.
Especially because we've been very close in other seasons.
Yeah, of course.
But this time especially, there was something, I could close my eyes, and I've done a lot of visualization over the last few months. I could close my eyes and I could get to that picture immediately. And that was different to other seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
From the beginning of the season?
Not from the beginning.
It's a long
It was
journey.
more around March, April, when I started that. And I knew that that's the moment that is going to define the season. And okay, what are the things that you can learn from the past that we didn't have, or which I did, that can be done in a different way to help the players to get over the line.
And when you closed your eyes, what did you see?
It was a picture of myself lifting the trophy.
Great.
That was it. And because I think I had to believe it myself,
Of course.
to be able to transmit that
course.
conviction and energy to the team.
Of course. I've said before, I have no credentials in football other than
I've seen that.
Okay. Credentials in football other than
I've seen that.
Okay, good.
It's great.
You saw it.
It's beautiful what
Okay,
you said. And
thank you.
in the manner that you articulate it, and you have to know, we actually use it here.
You did?
Because you did it, you said it in such a powerful way that it was so easy to put it into words and explain to the boys. Yeah.
Oh, I'm very grateful and very honored. I believe it. I mean, it's a transference of philosophy from, I think, acting and imagination to football. Of course, I'm not playing a game spontaneously live for the world to watch, but I do think that I've felt pressure before. I felt pressure to execute at a high level and to deliver for people. And it's always afterwards I realized that inside the pressure is an extraordinary privilege, because you're in a unique position that nobody else is in. And the thing I wanted to get across was that there is a quality of feeling alive, and that in 25 years' time, all these players will look back on those games, those high pressure games, as maybe the most alive they ever felt. And to feel that, like I said, they're breathing rare air. You're certainly breathing rare air now as champions. On film sets, on movie sets, in a theater, I know from experience that the director or the leading actor sets the tone for the whole unit, sets the tone for the crew. If they are completely committed in body, in heart and soul, then the whole crew gets on board, because the crew is looking at that person going, this is how much they believe in it. I can believe in it too. Without question, you are that figure for Arsenal, for the team, for the club, for the fans. And I wanted to ask you this. There's so much responsibility in that position to lead. And where do you draw your strength?
Through the passion that I have for the game,
Yeah.
and the love that I have for the club.
Yeah.
It's really simple.
Yeah.
I wake up every single morning since 2019 feeling privileged,
Yeah.
and feeling that I have more energy to give to everybody that needs it in the right way. But I must say that I feel so lucky for the people that work in this organization.
I can feel that.
For the culture that we have created all together, and especially for the players, because they are the protagonists and they are the ones that set the tone of, okay, this is a beautiful environment to work or not.
So you talk about energy, and I've heard you say this before, that this team is about energy.
Yeah.
And there are people better placed than than I to talk about tactics or adapting the style of play for every opponent. But when you say this team is about energy and about connection, how have you inspired that energy in them?
First of all, understanding them. I
Yeah.
think if you don't understand the person, you don't understand the team, you cannot provide the energy that, in your opinion, is required of the best one to do it. And my conclusion, especially at the end of the season, is we're not going to win it through tactics. We're not going to win it through, I don't know, doing something that we haven't done on the pitch before. We're going to win it by creating the most incredible energy together before it happens. So what we did is basically create an atmosphere that if I show you a video, you think this is after the game.
Nice.
And it was actually an hour and a half before kickoff. And that gives them relief, confident energy. They touch each other and they were like, they were ready for each other. They were ready for anything that could happen on the pitch. And that's been a lesson because they reacted so well to that.
Outside of football, which is obviously a deep passion, is there anything else that inspires you when you come to work, when you know you've got the responsibility of carrying this team?
Obviously, it's my family. It's my wife and my 3 kids, my parents, my sister, my friends, and everybody that I got to meet through a football. I always tell the story. The power of a ball is incredible. A ball can connect 50 children in a park that they never met each other immediately, and they become friends by doing that. The ball can connect the videos that we've seen in Uganda, in many countries, immediately. And that's been the story of my life. I mean, who has been my inspiration? The biggest one, that ball, because that ball has made me travel the world to meet and experience some things that I could never dreamed of. And as well, it has educated me with certain values, because that ball can be beautiful and it can be something that takes you through very dark places as well in your life. But I would say my family.
Look, if pressure is a privilege, and privilege is being a champion, which you are, and nobody can take that away from you, is there any pressure now?
I will use a different word. I will use that we have raised different standards now. And this is where we are right now, and now we have to aim to go to the next level. And the next level is going to happen in 6 days in Budapest to go and win the Champions League. And we know that, and our only focus now is to achieve that goal.
When there isn't harmony, and when it's hard, when it's not easy, where do you go? Where do you draw it from?
I enjoy that part as well.
You enjoy that part?
I love it. So why it's not happening? And try to figure out and dissect what is not right, find it and change it, is what it makes you a better coach. And to have that curiosity, first of all, to be humble enough to, instead of start to criticize the players, start to look at yourself first and say, okay, what I haven't done right? Why is this not clicking? Why this is not happening in the manner that I thought it will play out? And then find a way. And then when it happens, it's more rewarding than before. Because you've been able to identify, and that's not easy to do. But in order to do that as well, you need to surround yourself with the best. And I feel lucky that, in my opinion, I have the best coaching staff in the world. And some of the very best staff in the world to open your eyes, to guide you, to make you think, to open new possibilities as well. And I think that's very important, and they deserve a lot of credit.
I wanted to quickly ask you, I know you haven't got a lot of time. Obviously, the England squad was announced this morning. Declan.
Are you happy with it?
Look, far be it from me. I always believe. That's the joy of being an England fan. But we've got Declan, Bukayo, Chiesa and Noni Madueke all selected. I haven't missed anyone out.
No, because Ben unfortunately is injured.
Of course, of course. What are your feelings about their international journey?
I feel very proud. I think they're going to have an incredible tournament. Thomas is an incredible coach, and I think he's got the ability and the belief, and now the experience in the group as well to go and go all the way and win it.
Do you talk? No.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have a really good relationship. He's a top guy, and for sure a top coach as well.
I can't wait to watch them do it. Last question, and and possibly a delicate one, but I hope you won't mind my asking. This morning, Pep Guardiola has announced that he is leaving Manchester City. I know you guys are very close, and obviously you spent an enormous amount of time with him. What are your thoughts on Pep and his departure?
I think there are more feelings than thoughts, and the first feeling is gratitude. It's inspiration, it's admiration.
Yeah.
For what he's done, but especially in the manner that he's done it.
Yeah.
I feel extremely privileged to be part of that journey with him, especially when he had to bring a new philosophy, a new vision, a new identity to a football club and deliver the dream that he had, which is something that he did in Barcelona, to do it in England when everybody says, you cannot do it, it's impossible.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
And he's done it for 10 years. And then as well, the challenges that he's made me face, because when you become the opponent, when you become the opposition, it's phenomenal at what he does, and it's extremely difficult to beat him. So he helped me a lot as a person, he helped me as a professional. I think I learned values with him that they're going to stick forever. And I think we need to give him the credit that it's changed. It changed the Premier League, it changed the vision and the way people perceives the game in England. And that's all down to him.
Mikel, you have my respect and admiration for who you are and for everything you've done.
You have mine as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go get him. Go get him in Budapest, okay?
Thank you so much.
Come on, you Gunners.
We have something for you.
Oh, no. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Come on, you Gunners!
Yeah, first of all, I want to congratulate Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, his players, staff for huge achievement, winning the title after 22 years. That's right. Yeah. So it's fantastic job they have done, and also special congrats to Eberechi. So I think he's taken the right decision to go to Arsenal and not to another club. Yes, it's for us. It makes it a bit easier that the league is already decided. Just regarding the questions, so our preparation is the same, because I mentioned it. We have to think, and we just think what's best for us to be in the best possible shape on Wednesday.
On Sunday, of course, and Oliver Glasner's last one. But Arsenal, Premier League champions, they go there having done the job already. Would have been a little bit nervy on Sunday, I'm sure, if they hadn't, but then Manchester City dropping points. The scenes outside the Emirates on Tuesday night, I think whether or not you support them, whether or not you were happy for them, whether or not you were hate watching, those scenes, if you're a football fan, everybody enjoyed seeing that.
Do you know, I think they were the embodiment of what the Premier League is all about. It's a global game, and this show, the product is broadcast to 211 territories around the world. And what we saw was a really wonderful global celebration of a big team finally ending a 22-year wait for the title. Some of the stuff on social media was just exceptional, inspirational, fun. And the guy who has been at the centre of that, Mikel Arteta, I'm really, really pleased for him. I'm a little bit sympathetic, sad for him in a way, because his thunder's been stolen by, things that have happened since then. But this guy, he has steadily progressed the club since he took over. First season, he won the FA Cup, of course, and then everyone has said it was Unai Emery's team, and then he's been a bridesmaid 3 years in a row before getting over the line. One quick thing with him, and Danny, you speak to this better than me, but he's built from the back. He's realised when they lost the title late in the season, they had those defensive frailties, so he's built from the back. He's not really cared about what people think about the style of play, because if you get the job done, nobody will care how you play as long as you do it.
Yeah, Danny, we'll hear from you in a second. Why don't we just hear the thoughts of Mikel Arteta? Here he is.
Can you Just give us an idea of what it was like for you on Tuesday night when that whistle went at the Vitality, your overriding emotion when it happened.
You don't realize it. Probably it's one of the best feelings I ever had. I'm supposed to be here at Colney watching the game with the boys and certain staff because that's what they wanted, but I couldn't. I think 20 minutes later, before the game, I had to leave. I couldn't bring the energy that I wanted, and I think when it was their moment as well to watch it together, to be themselves, and just see what the outcome would be. And I went home. I went outside to the garden. I started to build some fire, and I started to do some barbecue. I didn't watch any of it. I was just hearing some noises in the background in the living room, and suddenly the magic happened. My oldest son opened the garden door. He started to run towards me. He started to cry. He gave me a hug and said, "We are champions, Daddy." And then my other two boys and my wife came over, and it was beautiful. Just to see that joy on them as well, that they are always with me. It was magical. And I think a minute later, Martin was with the video. "Where are you?" I said, "Come over." He said, yeah, guys, enjoy it for a while, and see you in a few hours somewhere in London." And it was beautiful.
Yeah, the first man to manage a club to the Premier League title, a club that he played for, Mikel Arteta. And, you mentioned it, just wondering whether they would get it over the line because they'd finished second 3 seasons in a row. What do you think was the difference this time around?
I think he altered them. They've been actually pretty good to watch for a couple of years and scored a lot of goals. And this year they've become a bit more pragmatic.
Yeah.
Worked harder on set plays, which is absolutely credit to them because it's not easy. And basically what they've done is they've won the league by being the best defensive team in Europe. But not only the best defensive team in Europe from the Premier League stats, but from the Champions League stats. And people think, well, everybody wants to watch attacking football and goals, of course, but it's a dying art defending. And it's not easy. It takes concentration, it takes tactical nous, it takes motivation from the coach to consistently get players to run and to do the hard yards. And the best example this season was when Eze played left wing at Villa. 2 bad moments of defensive work where he let his man go, Matty Cash. They lost a goal, nearly lost a second. He didn't play him again for five, 6 games.
Yeah.
And what he was saying there is, if you don't do it in my team, you're not going to play. And they don't carry any passages. And that's why I give them a great chance against PSG as well. And I think Arteta deserves great credit for going away from his Barcelona, Spanish, beautiful football roots to get his team over the line because he knew the other way hadn't worked for him. And it was a big risk because if they'd have failed, he'd have got hammered.
Yeah.
But what he's done is he's gone, I believe in what we're doing, and he stuck to it to the last minute.
Yes, George Graham did all the way to the end line.
Yeah.
You mentioned Eze. What a story for him because he was we all know it now. He was on the verge of joining Spurs.
What a bullet that is!
Well, they might not be in this position if he had.
Absolutely.
Went to Arsenal, and will now be crowned at Selhurst Park. Where he made his name on Sunday. Yeah,
it's a wonderful, inspirational story as well. His faith, as everybody knows, is very, very strong to him. He's very unapologetic about that, and he's grafted. I love players like Eze who don't always have that smooth ride to the top.
Semenyo.
Yeah, exactly. Semenyo's another one. They have the setbacks, but they use those setbacks as inspiration, fuel to keep going and graft and work hard. And as you just said, there was that moment where he had made a mistake and he wasn't in the side for 6 games. But his attitude has been so hardened by the setbacks of the past that when he is called upon, he's ready at the elite level. That's why he is such a wonderful story.
Yeah. The other story that interests me is the one about the mentality and the intensity of Mikel Arteta. Everyone talks about it. And you and I think, have read the same article that says Eze had a word with him, which I think speaks to bravery because he's new in that team and kind of went to Mikel and said, he needs to give them a little bit of space to do the job. And now they've been able to get it over the line.
Yeah, I know. And there's a little bit of colour with that as well because, that had been a concern among 1 or 2 of the players that maybe having brought him to the club, Mikel was trying to coach the creativity out of him. And a big part of how they've managed to get over the line is that, yes, they've been defensively strong. They've got the best defence in the Premier League. Yes, they've been exceptional at set pieces. No other team in the Premier League has had as many free kicks and corner goals this season. But they have needed that invention in the final third to enable Gyökeres to have such a good season. Many people were giving him a bit of stick midway through the season, but Gyökeres has managed to find those goals, and a big part of that reason has been Eze coming back into the team, as Danny was saying.
And then, Danny, just the mentality as well, which everyone has criticised them for and had wondered whether they would have enough, and certainly under Arteta have enough to go on and win the trophy. What did it take for them after losing at City, which has totally swung the momentum? Many people didn't see this happening after that City game.
I don't think they were as nervous or as edgy this time after that defeat. Yes, there was probably a little bit of, we're going to mess it up again. But the lads who are in the team who've faced the second place for the last 2 or 3 seasons, they've got that experience now. And it showed, even seeing out games 1-0 in the last few weeks. And also, the mentality of the manager, I think, this season has changed. He's still intense and he's still passionate, but in his interviews, every time you watch him, even through the bad spells, he was calmer. Yeah. And I think that spreads to the players. And I thought they managed the end of season.
So too. I think that as well as the team and the players learning and suffering together to get to where they are now, he has learned. He's learned to deal with the media, for example. He's learned,
much better,
to be a lot more measured with the questions that he gets asked at London Colney on a Friday, sometimes in the flash interviews, where sometimes in the past he might be a bit too emotional, but he's learned to kind of temper that. And when you win a league, it isn't just about what you do on the pitch. This is, as I keep saying, the biggest league in the world, so much attention on it from around the world. You have to manage so many more expectations than the ones in the stadium. And that's what he's managed to do so well.
We've got to go to break, but I have to ask you about Oliver Glasner, obviously last Premier League match as Crystal Palace manager with one eye on a European final as well. Just thoughts on the job he's done there?
He has been exceptional. And when you consider that he made it very clear that he wouldn't be signing a new contract, the side could have fallen apart. The attitudes could have frayed. They could have lost their way. But instead, the focus has been total from the players. And that's a measure of the respect that the players have for him. The next club that gets him is going to be very, very lucky indeed.
Welcome back to Premier League Friday. On the day Pep Guardiola confirmed his Man City exit. He won 6 Premier League titles in his 10 years, but on Tuesday night he had to watch the big prize slip away and into the hands of the man who used to be his assistant, Mikel Arteta. Now Patrick Bamford and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank are with me, so let's talk about it then, Jimmy. Champions. I know you've been waiting for this moment. Now look, tell me, is this vindication for the bottlers thing just a few weeks ago? Rice saying it wasn't done.
You said that with such a big smile.
Well, you've seen me go through this all season.
Look, they've done it. Yeah. Congrats to them. They deserve it. They were the best team. I would have expected it to be done 3 weeks ago, actually. They should have. But...
Sorry, just a bit thirsty.
Yeah, don't worry. You have your Arsenal drink. It's fine. But no, they deserve it. They've been the best. They've got some magnificent players. Arteta has done absolutely magnificent. And yeah, well done.
Thank you. Sorry, just being very humble. No, but for real though, I think with this, Patrick, I'll come to you. There was that message that came in December 2019 when Mikel first came in, and it was all trust the process, and that was, I guess, used as a kind of stick to beat him with, throughout it. Do you think now they've reached that level? Is it justification for Arsenal in that moment of sticking with him?
Yeah, and I think it would have been disappointing if they did finish second, because the way football fans react, a lot of them would have probably said, he can't get us over the line, it's time to go. Yeah. Which I think that the fact that he has finished second however many seasons behind Man City, who we were just talking about with Pep, which is no easy feat to finish second as well. I think I'm quite happy they've done it. And I know from the lads that I spoke to at City when I went over England, when Arteta was the coach there, they loved him. So I'm not surprised that he's done well, and they all raved about how he was with the players, is the way he saw football. So
I know, Jimmy, you have your thoughts on the way that Arsenal play football, or the way that obviously we've got it over the line. But I mean, for him, is he now joined, Is he at that moment where you can call him an elite manager?
No, he is. Even if he wouldn't have won it, he's an elite manager. He changed the way that he was playing because he thought this is the way that we're going to win the league. Fairly. Great, you know. He's got this vision and he's being able to transmit that to his players. And that's the most important thing. And now I think they can only grow because they have done it. It will give them so much confidence.
Yeah.
And I think they will now go next year become even stronger, you know, and harder to beat. And more relaxer, you know, if you understand what I mean.
Absolutely, yeah. The pressure's off. Almost,
pressure is a little bit off, but now the challenge is, can you do that again?
Yeah.
You know, and I think they will be better at it than the year before or this year that is just gone. But to Arteta, no, chapeau, well done.
Yeah.
You know, he found a way to make everybody comfortable and win matches. That's what it is about. Yeah, of course, I want to see matches be won 4-0 and 4-1 and 5-0 and all that kind of stuff. Especially when you have a Saka and an Esse and a Rice in your team.
Yeah.
But that's in reality, it's not going to happen. You know, and that's what Arsenal did really, really well.
Do you think as well, I guess, to Patrick's point on that, I guess it's hire and fire culture that we live in, where it's just like managers are just cyclical, isn't it? It's just one in, one out type of policy. Do you think it shows what's been going on behind the scenes?
No,
it's like managers are just cyclical, isn't it? It's just one in, one out type of policy. Do you think it shows what's been going on behind the scenes?
No, I like what Arsenal has done. They stuck with him. And they said, we believe in you, go and do it. You have the power, you know. I wish that the blue side would do that as well, you know. Because eventually you do get success when you have the right person. And that gives him so much confidence when the club is saying that. Gives him so much confidence. What he has done really well, he's got the bad acts out of his club. You know, 4 or 5 years ago, we got them out. He realized really quickly, I am not going to win anything with these ones. I need to get them out.
You're talking about like the Aubameyangs. I mean, he was captain, wasn't he? And you know, it was a massive decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is a massive decision, and you live with it.
Yeah.
You know, but it was the right decision.
Yeah.
You know, so and you also bring that message straight away to the other players that stay. You know, so. And that for me was an important point in winning this one.
Patrick, for you obviously you've been to different clubs, you've seen different cultures. It's a big thing that I think Mikel has pushed is we had to change the culture of the side behind the scenes that people don't see. How important is that for the players?
Really important. I think that having even one or two bad people in the dressing room can soon turn everything. And it can ruin what the manager's trying to do. I mean, that it only takes one player to be upset that he's not potentially starting, and then he's in a bad mood, and it can rub off, and suddenly you've got half the dressing room who are thinking, "Oh yeah, it's not. We're going to go against the manager. It's not right. He's leaving you out."
Yeah.
So it was always going to take him time to put his stamp on the team, but also make it his team by getting out those players and bringing in who he wanted.
And what about in terms of the Champions League final for them for next week?
Yeah.
Taking on, I mean, they are the champions of Europe. PSG is an incredible side. What do you rate their chances?
It's fine. I'm going to say 50-50, but
50-50. What? Just purely because it's a final?
Just purely because
how heavy you?
Yeah,
I'm taking that. I'm like, okay.
No,
so you're saying there's a chance?
But it's football, so anything could happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, PSG are really good, so I think Arsenal would have to bring their A game. And I just hope. I said to my friends who are Arsenal fans, I hope that it's a game where Arsenal don't kind of just stop PSG what they're doing and they both go head to head and make it an entertaining game for the neutrals.
Do you think that's going to happen though, Jimmy? Because I mean, obviously, because they're going to play to their strengths, right?
They have to as well. But I think they need to, Arsenal players and Arsenal supporters, I think they need to take a lot away from the Chelsea game in America against PSG. Nobody gave Chelsea. Everybody thought that Chelsea was going to lose.
Yeah.
Everybody, and PSG went into that game thinking that they were invincible. Yeah, Chelsea believed, and if they have a belief, if Arsenal have that belief, they will win.
Okay. Well, champions Arsenal will be given a guard of honour ahead of... If you had told me at the beginning of the season what would be one of the final interviews that we play out, I wouldn't have said Tom Hiddleston interviewing Mikel Arteta. But, I mean, look, Patrick, you know, seeing Mikel there, I mean, relaxed, you know, obviously happy. We don't see that often, you know. He is very serious in everything that he's done. I mean, how big is the job that he has done to get Arsenal where they are for you? Massive,
and I think the fact that the club has backed him, as we said earlier, that it's not been a short process. It's been a long process, and there's been a lot of frustration, I'm sure, the finishing second multiple times. But it shows that it pays off. He really he's built something special, and I think the fact that Pep has now decided to call it a day, it's almost opened the door for him to the pressure's off Arsenal a little bit now.
Yeah,
they can relax next season. They haven't got that like feeling and worry, oh, they've got to try and do it, get over the line. So I think there's a chance that they can take it on and go again. It was really nice seeing, you know, obviously the love that he's got for Pep, and he was talking about it there. How important do you think, Jimmy, it was for him to be able to beat Pep to that title before he left? Because understandably there would be a few fans out there that might say, oh, he never did it against Guardiola.
I think it's very important. Obviously, I think both are very competitive and they're the best mates. If I think of my best mate and I go against him playing football or whatever, you're always going to try and do better than him. And then afterwards, when you are together, you take the mick out of each other.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it would be any different. But seeing him sitting there and talking and seeing how relaxed he is now, and he can be relaxed for the next few days. Yes, he has an important match still on Sunday, but he can relax.
Yeah.
And then from Monday, he can now think of the other big one.
Yeah.
You know, so but look, he's done exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Exceptionally well, and the everything that he brings, you know, comes from within. And you might say at times, oh no, it's too much, you know, when he's at the sideline. At the touchline, you might say, oh no, it's too much. But he's got so much passion, you know. So, and you can only say, well done, well done.